Okay, let's learn how to do a couple things, make a data frame, and let's go ahead and clear that up first. What we want to do is we want to make a data frame. I remember in the last video, we had three vectors. We made three vectors, and what were they? Do you remember what they were? Well, if you don't remember what they were, just go ahead and do a ls and that. And we have one, two. Well, we have one, two, three, four, five vectors. Okay. I made the data frame a little while ago. So what we will do is we do ls and then see our vectors we made. Now we want to make a data frame, and we only can make a data frame that has the same amount of records. So cars has many records. Well, names has 7 records and test scores has 7 records. So let's go ahead and make a data frame from those two vectors. To do that, we make a variable df. We'll call it df1, arrow, and then our syntax is data, data, frame, and the vectors that you want to use. Get out of there. Boy, that's annoying. Okay, I think it was name, and then comma. I got to turn that off. And then what was the other one? Test scores. So this may data frame object. No, test scores. Oh, names. Sorry, names. Make sure you spell everything right. All right. Now let's look at our structure of our data frame df1. And that's the structure of our data frame. As you can see, these are 2 columns, right? So we have 2 columns. We just call them variables here. And 7 objects, which is rows. So we just have 7 rows and 2 columns. So what can we do with this? Well, we can do several things. We can look at everything. Let's say we can say df1. So you do that to look at everything. But what if we only wanted to look at certain rows? So we didn't want to look at everything. We can do this, df1, and let's try this one, 3 and 2. So what we have here is the second column, and we have the third row, second column, which is 95. Okay, let's clean that up. Let's try something else. df. Let's try just column row 3. Row 3. And this will give us the entire row. And if we want an entire column, we can also do this. We just want a column. All right. And we can do that. That's the second column. Let's try the third column. Oops, we don't have a third column, remember? Okay. And then we had the first column, second column. Let's try the first column. First column. I think we already did that. Yep, first column. First row, rather. Sorry. And that's how you do that. So if you want to specify certain things in your data frame, you want to narrow things down a little bit. Okay. What if we just want certain columns? We will say 2, colon, and then let's say 3. All right. We want to keep that. We want to keep that comma in there. So we just have 2 and 3. All right, now what else we can do is if we just want to say we want row 2 and 4, we want to skip row 3. Well, what we have to do is we have to put that combine function in there again and do it thusly. And 2 and 4. And then we have to, instead of a colon, we have to use a comma. And that'll bring us back rows 2 and 4. And you can do this with any row and any column. And so that's how you narrow down your vectors and your columns and your rows and get what you want to see. All right, let's clean that. Okay, now we're just working with little small bits of data. We want to import some data. Say we want to, we're not going to type everything in all the time. Most of the time, we're going to find some data from somewhere to work with. Someone's going to give us some data, and we have to put it in here and work with it. So how do we do that? Well, one thing you have to do is if you have an Excel spreadsheet, someone's going to give you an Excel spreadsheet. Someone's going to give you a Word document. Someone's going to give you this and that, and they're going to say, turn it into data. Well, you're going to have to do that. But before we get complex and turn text into data and all that, let's just work with numbers. So we have an Excel spreadsheet. We're going to turn it into a CSV, comma separated values. So after you do that, then you load it up. So we're going to do that by doing read.csv file. This is very convenient. Choose, and then open and closing parentheses. This will open up a search box. And now you can look for your CSV file. Well, that's very convenient. So I have a house CSV file. This is real estate data. It was an Excel spreadsheet, and we saved it as a CSV. So we just click it, open it, and there it is. Okay, and then later on you save that, and we'll do that a little bit later and get to play around with it some more. Okay, so there's your data for your importing your data. Okay, so make sure you watch the next video. And in this video, we have looked at making a data frame and importing data.